Everyone, thanks for joining the Admin Show. And I have a special guest, Kavitha. So today we are going to touch upon chapters 6 to 10 from Bhagavad Gita. So yeah, Kavitha, before we begin our question and answer session, can you go ahead and give a brief introduction, and then we can start with chapter 6.
Hi Anna, and thank you so much for inviting me on your show. And I am like really pleased that you invited me. Last time we had done from for Bhagavad Gita from chapter 1 to 5. So today we're going to talk about chapter 6 to 10. And these chapters basically are into connecting with self. All the chapters talks about like connecting with self, with a different version altogether, of course. But yeah, it's basically connecting with self and God and counting our blessings, whatever we have around us. And thank you once again. So I think we should start with chapter 6.
Okay, go ahead and talk briefly about chapter 6 and the crux point on that chapter.
Yeah. So in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which is a holy sacred book of Hindus, it talks about connecting, as I said, connecting with self. So the sixth chapter talks about saying that daily connect to the higher consciousness.
जितात्मन प्रशान्तस्य परमात्मा समाहितः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु ततमानापमानयोः
हिंदी में बोले तो दैनिक उच्चतर चेतना से जुड़े, मतलब आप डेली के रूटीन में, अपने डेली के रूटीन में आप अपने हायर कॉन्शियसनेस के साथ जुड़े. So I'll just give you a brief as to like what higher consciousness is and what is self is. So higher consciousness is a state of being in which one is able to see beyond the physical realm and connect with a deeper understanding and reality. हमारे आजकल के डेली इंसानों में क्या है कि सुबह से लेके शाम तक लोग अपनी लाइफ में इतने बिजी रहते हैं कि उनको समझ में नहीं आता है क्या करना है. They just get bogged down with immediate things coming in, like something which is bothering them, and they keep on overthinking on that. But when a person has a higher consciousness, these things will start reducing. So that's what we have to do. So basically, higher consciousness is the heightened state of awareness that allows one to see things in a new light and to experience a sense of unity with the world around them. So when you connect with a higher consciousness, you will see same thing in a different manner because you have connected and you have a new angle of seeing things. And higher self, I'll just brief about like what higher self is. Higher self is a divine aspect of soul which remains spiritually realm with a person incarnates. It is a spiritual, enlightened, and divine aspect of your soul that can be tapped into for guidance and help of during the life. It may be used to describe a state of liberation from the limitations of self, concept of ego, as well as a state of mystical experience in which the perceived separation between the self and the world or God is transcendent. It also refers to a state of higher alertness or awakening. We would have heard of nowadays, we would have heard of awakening. Awakening is only when it comes when you are connecting with some higher thing. If you are into your daily life and leading a monotonous life, morning getting up and following the household things and then going for work and then coming back again and just eating, sleeping and doing nothing. So you will not get a new angle. Your mind will be fixed. Like हम लोगों ने बचपन में सुना था कि घोड़े के चारों तरफ ना ऐसे लगा देते हैं ताकि वो सिर्फ सीधे देख के चले. So when you are not connected with a higher thing in your life or something which brings a new aspect in you, you will walk like this always with God's both sides way. But then when you awaken yourself and when you connect yourself with God or something which pleases you, then you will see a different change altogether in yourself. Now, as I said, like, how do you achieve that? It is not easy to achieve because generally people say that we don't have time, we lack time, when to do and how to do. So there are a lot of things how you can achieve this. One is by the way of meditation, that is connecting with self and God. So self ke saath, first of all, meditation is it's not, people think that it's very difficult, but it's not difficult. Right from the day one, if the person just sits in for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and increases the time, it's just to sit in a place and focus on something. There'll be a lot of thoughts which will be coming in mind. It's not that you'll be like at peace in mind, but that's okay. Gradually, when the person starts doing that, with the passage of time, they get into that meditation mode. They start focusing on things. They start thinking right things and all.
So
And second is
meditation, there
nature.
are a bunch of meditation classes also. We can also join meditation classes.
Yeah, meditation classes nowadays, there are a lot of gurus or lot of centers which are giving meditation classes. So, but suppose if a person does not have a lot of time, they can just sit morning when you wake up after you get a fresh up and then just sit for 5 minutes at peace, no mobile, nothing else, no distractions, and just sit with yourself. If you want to connect that time with God, you want to think about God or anything, whatever, it is basically just sitting and giving 5 minutes of your day to yourself. So that's how you connect with, that's how you get into the phase of meditation. And then second is nature. People are there. People go for a nature walk, sitting at the side of a river or some water body. So those kind of things are, these are just the things how you will connect with a higher consciousness.
Okay.
So
So connecting
basically
with
the
higher
chapter
consciousness.
6 in Bhagavad Gita talks about,
Okay. So connecting with higher
yeah,
consciousness is the gist of chapter 6, right?
yeah, that talks about chapter 6. So I'll just tell a small story
Okay.
how to connect. This is yeah. So once it so happened that there was a man who was sitting uh, in a hill station. He was sitting next to the river. And river may, if you're aware of how it happens in the like mountains and hills, sometimes a gush of water comes. The river will be flowing smoothly, but suddenly there will be a gush of water coming, and the water level will increase. In that, lot of things flow along with that. So this guy was just sitting next to the river, and he was in his own world, thinking about don't know what. So there were a lot of people, as you know, that people can't see anybody happy. So people who are sitting next, like standing next to them or a little far from them, they're just thinking and they're talking in themselves because there was a announcement made that there will be a gush of water in some time. And this man was not moving from there; he was constantly sitting there. So the people around them started talking. Is he into some sad mood, or is he depressed that he's thinking that he's also going to flow with the water? Some people started saying, no, probably he's sitting and waiting for somebody to come. Or some people started saying, he just wants to be there. He's just lost into some other world. Some people started saying that, oh, is it that he's not in his conscious? So all these things people started talking, and then suddenly it so happened that like 4 or 5 people came near to him, and they said, why are you sitting up? Don't you know there's an announcement which is being made that there'll be a gush of water and you should be like moving away from there. So this man very calmly, very quietly, he just smiled. He said, I am connecting with my God, I'm connecting with myself. Let me be. I am aware of this happenings around me. Whenever that thing will happen, I am aware of it. I will take care of me. You don't have to get into what I am doing and all. So this person was so much connected with his self and the God, probably with his thoughts, that he was enjoying that moment without the fear of what is going to happen. So that is also one thing. When you connect with God, or when you connect with a higher consciousness, it is you just be into a different world altogether. You're aware of the surroundings, you're aware of what's going to happen, but you are in that peace and happiness, and you know how you're going to like take the next step. So that's what chapter 6 talks about. And I think in our stressful life, we should all actually connect with higher consciousness and be at some peace.
Okay. All right.
So
So
that's all
moving. Okay.
for
Thank
the
you.
chapter.
Moving on to chapter 7. So can you talk about just about chapter 7? So what does it say, and what teachings can we get from there?
Chapter 7, we're coming to Bhagavad Gita ka chapter 7, which says that you live what you learn.
श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यासक्तमना पार्थ योगं युञ्जन्मधाश्रयः असंशयं समग्रं माम् यथा ज्ञास्यसि तच्छृणु।
जो आप सीखते हैं उसे ही आप जीते हैं. जो भी चीजें आप सीख रहे हैं अपने जीवन में, उसी को आप basically we implement those things in our life, and that's how we live our life. So it talks about that. So basically, the learnings or the adhyay are also linked with each other, as I told in the beginning. If you remember the second adhyay, what we had done in 50th episode, talks about right knowledge. So this chapter 7 is somehow linked to chapter 2 also, because it talks about like right knowledge, right learnings, right implementation. So know when we say that you live what you learned, in simple terms, is that one has learned something from an experience that is surprising or unpleasant. Everybody receives knowledge in life, and according to that, they set the skills to their capabilities and wisdom or intelligence, and then from those lessons, what we acquire is like we implement in our life. It's about putting it into practice, the things we have learned, and make a positive impact of our life and also the people around us. Now, this involves a lot of things, the new knowledge which we gain in our work, relationships, personal development, or decision making. So it is like different kind of industries are there, different segments are there where people learn. But the basic knowledge which comes along is like everybody goes to the school from first to 12th standard, 12, 11, 12 standard, where they choose their fields as to which field they have to go. And then accordingly, they take a decision as to like what they have to do in their life. Somebody chooses commerce and then goes into CA, goes into becoming a CA. Some people choose science. After choosing science, they go into engineering or architecture or medical. So it's a different. But then at the end of it, if you see and if you think, everybody does not become successful, does not earn the same, although they have the same knowledge what has been given in the schools and colleges. But the ultimate result is only from their learning, their practice, and whatever they have been doing throughout their life, they become successful and earn a name. Same medical college, say, students, there will be some 120 students or more than that in each and every batch. But those 120 students or 120 upcoming doctors will not have the same kind of knowledge when they start practicing. But with their learnings and practice, they earn a name for themselves. So basically, this chapter 7 talks about as like what you learn, you implement in your life. So I'll just give a small story, a very short and brief story. There were two children who were studying in a Gurukul, and they were the pet children of the Guru. So the Gurus had to go for some pilgrimage. So he told before going, he said, "Okay, I'm giving you some grains both the students, he gives grains in their hand, and they say that when I come back, maybe after 6 months or maybe a year, whenever I come back, और उस जमाने में तो क्या होता था कि phone वोन कुछ नहीं होता था, so there was no connectivity. But he said, the Guru said, this you take with you, and I want that when I come back, you should give me um, uh, a benefit. I should see a benefit out of it. So, itna bol ke, the Guru just leaves, and both the students have been under the same Guru, and both the students were the pet of that Guru. One student does what he does it. He takes the grains, he goes to the farm, and he just like sows everything over there. And with the passage of time, like after 6 months, it starts reaping. And parallelly, what happens? The other student, what he does, he takes a box and he puts all the grains in it, and he keeps at one side. Daily, he prays. It should like double, it should triple, it should do like this. But then what happens at the end of the, like one day when the Guru comes back, and he comes and he says, okay, fine, I have given you grains. Now tell me what is the result of that. So the first student, what he does, he brings a bag full of grains and he gives it to the Guruji. Guruji becomes very happy. Oh wow! And he blesses that, yes, you have done a very good job. Parallelly, the other student, he brings the same box and he gives it to him. And he said, and the Guru is little surprised to see what is it like. Why is he giving me the box? When they open the box, are all spoiled and it's become rotten and it's smelling. There are insects inside that, and the box was smelling very bad. The Guru was very sad to see this. He says, I gave you the same knowledge. Both the students, I had taught you the same thing. So the Guru was really very angry on one of the students who gave the box. And he said, I gave you the same knowledge. How is it that you did not learn? At least after seeing this, that the other student is doing this, you should have at least implemented that. So this is what it says. Like everybody gets the same knowledge, but according to their capabilities, according to their thought process, they learn and implement in our life. Bhagavad Gita also, if it talks about so many things, there are thousands and thousands of people who would be reading the Bhagavad Gita, but the learning what they are taking from the Bhagavad Gita, from each and every adhyaya of Bhagavad Gita, would be different. If you hear my perception today, it will be different. If you go and read it, your perception will be different. If person X goes, so it will be different for everybody.
Have correct perception to be able to grasp the correct learnings.
That's what it says, that when you go into deeper and deeper studies and also connect with people who are in the right frame, like now who are preaching right things. We have a lot of ashrams which are giving right knowledge, like to quote, like Yoga Ashram is there, Brahma Kumaris is there. So there are a lot of ashrams also which direct you to the right thing. So that is one way. And of course, self-reading is the best thing, because the more you read and try to implement the right thing, not necessarily going to do the wrong thing only always, but right reading and implementing it right. Of course, thinking whether it is right or wrong.
So the key thing is to have the correct knowledge and learn from it and implement it, basically.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Let's
Yeah.
move on to chapter 8. So, Kavitha, can you tell us what's the gist of chapter 8? And what are the teachings that we can take away from chapter 8?
Yeah. It talks about that never give up on yourself. It says हमें अपने आप से कभी भी हार नहीं माननी चाहिए.
तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु माम् अनुस्मर युध्य च मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिर् माम् ये वैश्यस्य संशयः.
Because the moment you give up, everything is lost. There's I was hearing to some preachings long time back when it is said that it's not about giving up. It's like whatever thoughts are coming into your mind, that also has an effect on your entire body. The moment you think something negative, your body is will start reacting in that way. If you think, suppose if a person is not well, if you keep on pestering this into your mind that okay, I'm not well, I'm not well, I'm not well, after a certain point of time, you will actually start feeling that you are not well, even if you are having medicines and all. But you will feel that start because the mind is reading that you are not well, and that's how it goes into the entire body that a person is not well. Similarly, if you put the positive thoughts, like, yes, I'm good, nothing is happening to me, I will come out of it, or I will be better soon. So all these things will be there. If you start thinking this, then the body will start reacting to that. So that's what it talks, the chapter 8 talks about, that never give up on anything. Whenever you will do something, it is not necessarily that you will get success in one go. You might get, you might not get. But if you give up, then nothing. हमको बचपन में सिखाया जाता था, पेरेंट्स बोलते थे कि जब आप गिरते हो आप वापस से उठते हो. It's like when a child is there, when the child starts learning to walk, वो 10 बार गिरता है, 10 बार उठता है. ये नहीं सोचता है कि मैं एक बार गिर गया हूं तो अब मैं नहीं उठूंगा क्योंकि मुझे चोट लग गई है. बट वो बार बार गिरता है, बार बार उठता है. एंड दैट्स हाउ ही स्टार्ट्स लर्निंग टू वॉक. पर अगर वहीं पे वो बच्चा सोच के बैठ जाए कि नहीं भाई मैं एक बार गिर गया हूँ, मुझे चोट लग गई है, अब मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता हूँ, आई विल नॉट. सो ऑब्वियसली ही विल नॉट स्टार्ट लर्निंग टू वॉक. So that's what.
So
Never give
yeah,
up.
yeah. So my thing is like don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like try many different things. You know, try out and different things, and something will click.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Suppose if you are doing something, I'll just give you a small example. We all women, when we go to the kitchen, the same dish what we make, it will not turn out to be the same taste every time. Right? It will come out but that doesn't mean that we just give up on like making that. Suppose if a baker is there, if a person is learning to bake, the first time the cake would not come out so well, but second time it may come up, third time again it might not come up so well. So if you just give up baking, okay, fine, this is not my cup of tea, the story ends over there. Keep on trying, and you will definitely succeed in that. And I'll tell you one story with this. In our childhood, we had learned about that story of a spider. There was a spider who was just crawling on the wall, trying to go up the wall. But then every time the spider is trying to climb the wall, few distance, the spider used to climb and again fall. Again, the spider used to try. Again, the spider used to crawl on the wall. Again, and it happened continuously for 5-6 times. But the spider did not give up. Every time it used to fall, it used to start again. And that's how the spider reached to the top and then made a web for itself and protected itself. So that is what. Never give up on anything, whatever. And as you said, you shouldn't put everything in one basket. You should keep on trying with various things. Something or the other will work out.
Yeah.
Like for example, a lot of people are not into exercising. For some people, yoga works. Some people, gymming works. Some people, walking works. So anything, at the end of the day, it is going to give a good result for your body only. So that's how keep on trying various things and you will succeed.
All right. Thank you. So that's what I learned from chapter 8. Never give up on anything, and then keep trying and you'll achieve success. So moving up to chapter 9. So what is chapter 9 in Bhagavad Gita says? What is the gist of it, and what do we learn from that?
Spoken that from chapter 1 to chapter 10, it talks about uh, connecting with self or connecting with God, and of course, our blessings. Our blessings in our life is very, very important. So, chapter 9 talks about give importance to your blessings.
मोघकर्माणो मोघज्ञानाविचेतसः राक्षसीमासुरीं चैव प्रकृतिं मोहिनीं श्रुता।
अपने आशीर्वाद को महत्व दें, आपके जीवन में जो आशीर्वाद है उसको महत्व दें. हमारे लाइक इन इंडिया इट इज अ वेरी फेमस ट्रेडिशन दैट जब भी कोई बड़ा हमारे सामने आता है तो हम झुककर उसके पैरों को छूते हैं और उनका आशीर्वाद लेते हैं. ईच एंड एवरी ब्लेसिंग, ईच एंड, बिकॉज जब आप झुकते हो किसी के सामने तो आपको वो सामने वाले के मन से वो ऑटोमेटिकली, it will be never a negative feeling. It will always be a positive feeling which will come, and the blessing will come onto you that yes, the person is like bowing down before me and seeking my blessings. So chapter 9 talks about always give importance to your blessings or count your blessings.
Basically, attitude of gratitude.
Yeah, gratitude, which is very, very important in life.
Yeah.
कहते हैं बड़े बुजुर्गों का आशीर्वाद हमारे लिए बहुत महत्व रखता है और हमें हमारी तकलीफों से भी निकालता है. क्योंकि कहते हैं कि जैसे आवर एंसेस्टर्स, कई बार होता है कि जैसे हम श्राद्ध करते हैं, श्राद्ध में हर श्राद्ध में हम उनको याद करते हैं, उनके लिए पूजा करते हैं. क्यों करते हैं? क्योंकि ताकि उनका आशीर्वाद, ऑल्दो दे माइट नॉट बी अराउंड अस, बट एटलीस्ट through that we are giving we are thanking them for bringing us in this universe and taking care of us. Parallelly, we think that they are giving their blessings to us, and despite of not being around us, still they are blessing us.
Okay.
One story, a very short story. It so happened that there were a family of 10 siblings, and all of them were well-to-do, they were happy in their lives and all. But out of that, there was one female, the youngest of all. She started keeping, she was not well for a couple of days. They checked out with a lot of doctors and they went here and there, and but nothing was working out. She was falling sick every now and then, every second day she was falling sick. Something or the other was happening to her. And then finally, they some of their old like the senior person in their family, they said that okay, we should go to a better place and check out. They went. The girl gets into some malignancy, and the moment it was known that she is malignant, the entire family was down because she was the youngest of all, the favorite of all. But then the best part was because whenever anybody hears that something is malignant, they think that the chapter will get closed there itself. But then what happens? That fortunately, the malignancy was curable. Because mostly the malignancy is not curable, but in her case, the doctor said that it is curable. People in the family were still very down because they did not expect this. But the willpower of the girl was very strong. The people around her, although internally they were very like shaken up, but they were thinking, okay, fine, the things will be good. And because the doctor, they had the complete faith on God. So they said, okay, she'll be cured. And with the passage of time, the medication started, but everybody praised whoever, like in her family, I know because I've like heard about that. So everybody in the family, friends, neighbors, everybody started praying for her. Like everybody was blessing that she should live a healthy life. And within like a year or so, she came out of that. Despite of negative things which were going around, she came out of it. So it was only, everybody said that it was only the blessings of all the people who were around and her ancestors that she could survive. So the blessings have lots and lots of importance in our life, and we should always try to take blessings from our elders, and that really helps us in our life.
All right. Thank you, Kavitha. So basically, I get the lesson from chapter 9 is always count your blessings. Moving on to chapter 10. Do you have any stories on chapter 10, and what is the gist and what do we learn from chapter 10 of Bhagavad Gita?
So chapter 10 talks about see the divinity around you. चारों तरफ देवता को देखें.
Okay.
It is basically that's how you want to see around. You can
महर्षयः सप्त पूर्वे चत्वारो मनवस्तथा मद्भावा मानसा जाता येषां लोक इमाः प्रजाः.
see the negative things also around you. You can see the positive things around you. In the same things, wherein you find some positivity, I might not find the positivity in that. Similarly, vice versa. So that's what the chapter 10 talks, that if you want to see good around you, you will find only good around you and not anything bad. Like initially I said, like from chapter 6 to chapter 10, everything is interconnected. When you connect with good things in your life, you will see the good things only. You'll see the positive things only. If you connect with the bad things, for example, when children start going to the school, college, they get to know so many things. There are like positive things also. There's good vibrations, bad vibrations, good company, bad company. If they go into bad company, then obviously they have a dark future if they are not controlled or they are not guided rightly. Similarly, if they go to a good company, they have a good and bright future. So after the school also, it is the same thing. What kind of company you be into, what kind of learnings you are taking from your day-to-day life. If we keep on talking about negative things right from the day in the morning till the end of the day when we go off to sleep, only negative things will go in our mind. And that's what the chapter 10 talks about, that see the divinity around you. If you see good things, you will always be in a good vibration. You will feel good yourself and you will feel to do good for others.
There is a point where you will have to say no, Yeah.
So the same thing, because you did with a good intention because you wanted to help.
Yeah.
But most people started seeing the negative in this. Okay, fine. She is there. Okay, fine. Let us push every time on that person only.
Yeah, exactly.
So
That's
yeah,
what, see, it's something like if somebody is helping or has an empathetic nature, but don't exploit it. I mean, okay, I help you, sometimes you can help me, but don't exploit that nature.
right. Yeah, exactly the same thing. So I'll just tell you one story from our society only. It so happened that there was one family. They were always into doing good things, but then of course it is human nature. They would be polite to everybody. They would try to help everybody, but then and they used to see that everybody. They did not think that the people can turn out to be negative. But of course, as I said, it is human nature. Sometimes the tone will change. Sometimes you might not be in a very good mood, and sometimes you would react in a different manner. So, what happened? This family will always see good things in the people around them, and they used to do good for everybody. But there were few bad elements who used to take advantage of those things, and they used to like feed in the others' mind that why is he doing it? Is he getting something out of it?
Mm.
No person can be so good to everybody.
Yeah.
Probably, definitely, there's some bad intention in his mind.
You know,
That is why he
actually,
did it.
that's what I was saying in Kali Yuga, right? This is the Kali Yuga is going on, right? So if people are inherently good, people think, hey, what is it? What's wrong with her? What is
Yeah,
the second? They start second guessing you. And so okay, if she's good, let me take advantage. I mean, that's
yeah,
when, it break you. Then that person, once they know your intention, they will not even help anyone else who really
yeah.
needs some help.
Yeah. Or sometimes, and this reason, this is basically the thought process of people in Kali because a lot of people are faking it around. That is also one of the reasons why people do not like just have a blind faith on anybody. But here in this case, what happened after all these things happened? Those people who were bad mouthing the this family guy, later on they became very good friends, and they came to know that no, the intention was not wrong. It was never. It was always for the good. So then they only started telling everybody no that they were wrong. So it's like if it comes back to you. If you do good, it is going to come back to you. If you do bad, it's going to come back to us. So that's what the Gita says, that always do good for others and you will also get the good.
So, thank you, Kavita, for your insight on from chapter 6 to chapter 10. Do you have anything to tell to my viewers of the Atman Show?
Yes, of course. Thank you so much, Anna. And I would request all the viewers for the Atman Show that please follow some or the other holy book to have a peaceful life. Because peace is very important. If your mind is at peace, your body will be at peace and you will feel healthy and happy. So to stay healthy and happy, just follow any book, not necessarily Bhagavad Gita, any book, any holy book you want to, or normal reading, whatever you enjoy. Just get into that and have a happy life.
All right, bye. Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.